Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abby and today I want to go over a new series I guess that I wanted to start on my channel. This year I really wanted to focus on saving and investing as much as I possibly can regardless of my situation and what's happening in the world. So I thought it would be kind of fun, kind of informational to track my budget and spending month by month. So every month since about 2018, since mid 2018 I'd say, I have been tracking my incoming and my outgoings through a budget. And recently within the last year I added a chart that shows me where my money is going, how much percentage wise of my income is going to what every month. And I thought it would be kind of cool to go over those each month. Number one, to make sure that I'm staying on track with my saving and investing, and also to make sure that I'm not doing the opposite of that and spending money where I shouldn't be spending it, and just kind of like going over like how my expenses are. And I don't know, I just like to do it so I can track that and see how things progress over the year, because I've started to like heavily save and invest, so I thought it would be interesting to see. Disclaimer, this is not like a flex because there's no income attached to this. There's not going to be a focus on income, it's going to be a focus on where my money is going percentage wise into wherever. So this isn't like to be like I'm doing this great thing. It's really just an informational thing, because maybe it will make you look at your budget and see how you're spending dependent on your goals. And I have my specific goals. I'm trying to save as much money as I can really quickly, which can be quite difficult if you're self-employed and your income is varied. So I have a percentage-based system that I always save this percentage. I have like an income allocation formula that I created in my budgeting spreadsheet. So every month, any income I get, I put it into that. So there's an income part, I put that number, and then it literally divides percentage wise into all the different aspects I am saving towards or spending. So it's usually broken down by, actually I can show you guys. So here it is. This is how I break down my income allocation. It's usually savings and investments, home, rent bills, business and learning, and fun. So that's usually how I break down my money each month, when any or during the month, anytime I get any income, because those cover everything in my budget. So entertainment could cover going out and eating out, subscriptions, like things that I don't need but I want and make my life better or give me a fun aspect, because you should spend some money on having fun. Lately I haven't been doing a lot of that. Not having fun, just spending on having fun, because I'm not going anywhere. Like, where am I going? And home and bills and rent, that could go towards like actual home and utilities costs, as well as costs for the home, like groceries and other things that I might spend on living in the house that are necessities that I need, but not necessarily like my actual utility bills and my rent. And business and learning, it's literally two parts of my budget that are for business and learning every month allocated. I don't always use this, but it is there, and if I don't use it, it either rolls into the next month for business and learning, or I can put it towards something else like fun or a bigger expense, or what I usually do is just put it into savings. That's pretty much what I do. I just really wanted to like preface that this isn't going to be like a focus on income and anything like that. It's mostly going to be because I want to share with you how you can save regardless of what your income is. I don't think it's important what your income is. What is most important is what your savings percentage is. That's what it all boils down to at the end of the day if you're trying to save, especially if you're saving for like retirement or early retirement, like I kind of am. My plan for early retirement isn't the traditional FIRE route. It isn't to sit at home, do nothing, or to live on a beach, whatever. It's to just kind of do the things I really enjoy while supplementing that with additional side hustle income or money I make other ways that don't involve me being tied down to a specific like self-employment gig that I do. Retiring early is very much based on your incomings and your outgoings, and it's based off of your expenses. So if you're saving a certain amount, like let's say 60% of your income, the amount it will take you to get to FIRE will be not as fast obviously as someone who's saving, like who has a high income, but it will also be relatively around the same amount of time, just because your expenses are relative to your income, right? And your expenses are relative to what you have. Someone with a higher income probably has higher expenses. So that's something to keep in mind, and not to be like really scared about saving for FIRE if you're not on like the grandest income. You're not doing 100k, 50k a year. Like if you can't sustain that and that's not your life, then that's fine. But just save what you can from what you have. Obviously, I do caveat that with when you're earning not a crazy amount, a lot more of your expenses do go towards your home and your basic expenses, your non-negotiable expenses like home, rent, utilities, groceries, things like that. And so it's kind of hard to cut back, and that's why it is a bit harder to get to financial independence, just because of that big fact. But if you can find a way to cut your expenses, to maybe come up with an agreement with your partner if you're a couple, or just moving somewhere way cheaper, like doing these things to save money, you can still save quite a lot of money based off of your own needs and income. Woo! Okay, so sorry that was such a long intro, but I wanted to explain it in this video so I don't have to going forward, and just kind of like give you a bit of a preface of why I'm doing this. Intro over, moving on to my monthly budget. So I'm gonna put my budget right here for you guys to see. So the first thing is rent. So this month rent was 19.5% of my total. I think this is actually considered quite good for me. Surprisingly, this month it was only 19.5% of my income. And next was utilities and bills. This is my electric, gas, water, council tax. Included in this, I also put a couple of negotiables, which are Netflix and Spotify, because we have those all year round. So they are a fixed expense for us currently. We don't need to have them. Like, we could get rid of them, but we're not going to. So I like to listen to podcasts and music, and we have a family plan. So like our parents, like our dads use our Spotify, and my brother, like, so there's a lot of people on the plan. So, and we decided that we wanted to pay for that, so that's what we do. So yeah, Spotify's on there, and I use it mostly for learning and listening to music that makes me happy. And Netflix, because we don't have TV, so we don't have a TV license, our TV is not tuned, so Netflix is our main source of movies and TV shows other than YouTube, which is free. 7.5%, also quite good considering. Next up is groceries, and this month I spent 3% of my income on groceries, which is also pretty good. We did a big batch shop at the beginning of the month and bought a lot of the meats and a lot of things that we don't really have a huge fridge and freezer right now, so we can't hold a lot of meat, we can't freeze a lot of things, which is really unfortunate because I love to like freeze things if I can. I used to, when we had a bigger fridge, buy stuff that was like reduced and then just freeze it, because why would I pay full price when it's reduced and it's perfectly good, but it's reduced because it's expiring soon. So I would just buy it and freeze it, and then I could take it out and use it straight away, or put it in a pressure cooker. There were so many options when we had a bigger fridge and freezer, but now we don't. We're generally spending more money on fresh produce, and it is going kind of bad. Some of it goes bad. So I'm trying to find ways to only buy what we essentially need, and then pick up pieces when we can, like pick up some like fruit and veg when we need it. However, with everything happening, it is a bit more difficult to do this. So we're having stuff in the fridge for quite a while, and then like, yeah, so we're trying to do big batch shops because it can be kind of crazy in a grocery store, and honestly I'm a bit scared to go in there, not gonna lie. Bit scared, there's so many people, oh my god, like Asda do not have like, ooh. Anyways, yeah, scary. So yeah, 3% on groceries is pretty good. I'd say it's pretty good. We didn't spend a lot on groceries this month at all, but I do think next month that will be a higher number, just because we had a lot of staples at home already because of everything that was happening. So we bought like pasta, and we stocked up a couple of months back. So we do have lots of staple foods in our pantry, but we just ran out of rice. So, well, we just ran out of jasmine rice, so next month that's definitely gonna be a higher number. The next thing on my budget is business. I spent 17.1% of my income on my business expenses this month, well, in January. 17% is pretty high for me because I generally don't spend a crazy amount on business expenses like traveling to work because, well, right now I'm not really doing that a lot, but I am doing some work, so I am having to go out because my work is outside, cannot be done from home. So when I do, that costs me some money. The biggest expense in this was a camera. Yeah, I bought a new camera. I had been saving for this camera for about 3 months, 2 months, and at the end of Christmas, it was kind of my next gift to myself. So I usually have a goal of things that I'm trying to save towards, things that I need. It's not usually something I want. So I was saving for a laptop, and then I bought my laptop because my laptop died and I needed a laptop. And then the next thing was a vlog camera. I'd been vlogging on my phone, and it was becoming really annoying because it had no flip out screen, obviously, and it was just like the quality was bad when it was the front facing camera, but it was fine when it was the back facing camera, which was 4K, but I couldn't vlog with the back facing camera because I couldn't see myself and it was too close. So I decided to get a vlog camera. It's something I needed. I used to have one a long time ago. I gave it away to my brother because I was no longer vlogging, and then since I started vlogging again, I decided to get one for when later on things open up and I like take trips. I have a camera that I can carry that isn't my huge like DSLR camera. Well, it is also kind of like a combo DSLR. I bought a new camera, and that is why that is so high this month. It is a business expense because I use it for taking headshots, I use it for vlogging, I use it for a lot of things that are to do with my business. It's kind of important and I can't do my work without it. It's a business expense. Thankfully, I have things like that that are business expenses. So yeah, YouTube is a part of my business. It has been for a long time now. That's why that was really high. I thought I should bring that up and justify that. Because I was like, wow, that's so high. I usually don't spend a lot on business, to be honest. Like, I have the budget there, but I don't use it often, only when I need to, which is why it's there. And then I had things that I generally already like often. I have subscriptions to like Adobe Lightroom, Adobe Photoshop, the Adobe Creative Cloud Photoshop, Lightroom thingy-majiggy. So I have a subscription to that because I need that. I use that every week, a few times a week. So there's that, that's a business expense. What else? Sometimes I have my Medium subscription, which I use to do research on writing, and also a business expense. I also bought a few things for our home office, so that was on there too, but they don't really cost a lot. But yeah, mostly the camera was the biggest amount. Next up was entertainment at 0.9%. So I didn't really spend any money on entertainment in January just because I wasn't going anywhere. At the end of the month, I had some money left over and I was like, McDonald's breakfast would be really nice. We haven't had it in a while, so I decided to treat us to McDonald's breakfast. So we had that. So me and Carl, we had McDonald's breakfast. It was delicious, and I used to be addicted to McDonald's breakfast, and it's been one of the things that I've pulled back from my budget because it was really expensive. Even with Just Eat now coming out with McDonald's breakfast and it being cheaper on Just Eat, it's still expensive. So it's kind of a special occasion kind of thing. I just wanted to treat him to a nice breakfast in the morning. He was really tired and I was like, do you know what, it'd be really nice if he woke up and there was breakfast right there. So I did that and he was happy. I haven't been spending a lot on entertainment since everything that's happened, to be honest, and because I've been pulling back from buying takeaway in general. So the next thing on my list, which is the biggest of my expenses this month, is investments and saving. I put 51.3% of my income into investments and savings in January. This is a really high number for me. I don't often put this much in. I put quite a bit of my income into investments and savings, but as I said, I've been trying to double down on saving and investing. Like, so many things were happening in January in the stock market. The market in general was kind of going down, which was a great time to buy. So there were like some stocks I'd been watching that I wanted to invest in, and I was like, oh wow, they're gonna go down even more, and they were already down. So I was like, this is the perfect time. So I decided to invest a bit of money and I bought like maybe 6 shares of those. I had to extend my budget like by 2 lines because I was saving and investing so much, which is crazy. Never happened. I haven't extended my budget like count for a long time, so that was crazy. I was also saving a lot into they're like savings accounts that aren't specifically for forever savings, like for a huge thing like a house or for retirement or for financial freedom. Like, it's not like anything like that. It's something that I would be needing in the next 5 years. So I started putting money into there as well. Not started, I have been, but yeah, so I allocated a lot of money to that. My next big saving goal in that section that I'm just talking about now is for a trip, hopefully when travel opens up way down the line. I want to take a month-long trip back to Korea. So yeah, so I'm saving towards that. That's like my next big thing that I'm saving towards in my short-term savings accounts, which actually don't have any interest, and it's kind of like, ooh, should I be putting that much money? Like, should I be putting money into an account that doesn't have any interest? But the interest rate is so low right now that it's not really that much of a worry to me. But if they were like higher interest accounts around, then I would be more cautious and probably put it into an ISA or something. Been putting a lot of money into my emergency fund again, because we had to pull a tiny bit of it out, and that worries me. I'm like, when I see the emergency fund go down, I'm like, nope, gotta double down on that. So yeah, started putting a bit more back into there. So yeah, we still have like a good emergency fund, but like I want a really good emergency fund. Not very big, but at least 6 months, 12 months preferably. That would be like the goal. So every month I still put money into my emergency fund. And we have a joint emergency fund. But I've been thinking of starting maybe my own emergency fund as well, like a small one for my own specific expenses. So that's something I am starting going forward. This month I started to move towards dividend investing as a way to slightly diversify my portfolio. I know it doesn't offer full diversification, but it offers some diversification. So I'm looking at stocks that I'm going to be investing in, as well as index funds and ETFs that I'm investing in to create an income. I will not be taking that income, I will just be reinvesting them until when I actually need it. As I said before, I opened a few new positions and bought a few stocks. So yeah, I'm gonna keep adding to those as time goes and building out more of a dividend portfolio as well as my growth portfolio. But yeah, I just want to cover all my bases and have those covered, and then at some point I will be adding something else to it, which is a little bit riskier, but I'm doing like heavily researching right now, so I will be looking into crypto a bit further down the line. But this year for sure, I'm thinking I'm going to be invested in crypto. The final thing on my budget is giving. I gave 0.2% of my income away this month, or in January. It's not a lot, I know. Really, ideally, I want to be giving more, and it's part of my budget. It's something that I want to do more of, and so I'm finding ways to do that. I don't want to obviously just like be like, I need to give away 10%, I need to give away money, let me just start giving it away. That doesn't make sense. So yeah, I'd rather save the money if I don't have a cause or a reason. So I do have Patreon subscriptions that is classed for me as giving, because I'm supporting someone else's dreams. And as I guess things progress, I am looking to expand that more and do more. So yeah, trying to build some great habits. But that is my January budget overview update. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it. It is new. I've decided to start it. I will try it out for a few months and see how you guys like it, and then in the future, if it's something that you guys are interested in, I don't know, are you interested in this? Do let me know down below. I won't be offended if you say it's not really your thing, but it would be nice to get consensus on it and just kind of see where you guys are at with this type of video. But it's, I don't know, I thought it'd be nice. New year, new experiments, why not? I will see you guys in a few days in a new video. Until then, take care, stay safe, bye.